Next, we're going to add something called a truth flashback. If you aim at a weak spot and hold down the Y button, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change the truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want. If you don't seem to have the answer to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets, it might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flashback? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well, then good luck. And have fun, kids.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out
Oh my
the
God.
girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So, of course, I would suggest
There's
we
no
check
white
the
noise.
girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
You fucked up, boy. Oh, he's fucked now. Hearing Byakuya's comment about Chihiro being a girl, I realize there's a clear contradiction there. I need to make that contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting... but he was acting...
if you're presented with the opportunity,
That's a natural.
The victim was Chihiro.
Meow.
No, that's wrong.
You're fucked, lad.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
What, he's still trying to be smug?
Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like he has it has nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
In his mind, he's like, just keep being smug, just keep being smug.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders. The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there? What could it be? Make your argument. The desk lamp, Celeste's account, and the disappear. What was Celeste's account? I forget what she said.
What?
What you got for me, girl? Oh shit. Wrong button. On the night of the murder, right before nighttime, Chihiro is spotted leaving the warehouse. It seems she was stuffing some blue exercise clothes into a duffel bag. Presumably, she was on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the scene. Celeste had not told anyone other than Makoto about this. Okay.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body. But Chihiro was suspended with... it was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right. It absolutely was.
then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I've never
Jeez.
seen that rope before in my life.
Oh.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
All right. Let's see if you can stay smug after this next one. The proof that Byakuya did it is hidden within the rope? I guess it's possible, but first, the item she'd been bound with was used like rope, but was it actually a rope? Hell no, brother.
The difference between the two... You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use those same scissors to... But, Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right.
Then there must be something very
Whoops, I hit the wrong
fishy
button.
indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it?
I'd never seen that rope before. in
No!
my life.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference? You want me to explain... When I want to kill, I use those same scissors to arrange. But Chihiro, it was some kind of.
That's right. It absolutely.
Then there must be something.
Hey, Byakuya.
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong, baby.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that
Extension cord, boy.
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think?
He's still
Then your
smug.
conclusion
It's
is something
impossible.
like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned, as if he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
Okay.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks right now, there's something in there that concerns me. The scene, baby.
I got it!
Shouldn't have been able to get in
You
there.
killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that?
He's
Even
getting
in the
more
world of
smug.
disappointments, this is a true letdown.
He's hitting smug levels that were
She was
previously
found
believed
dead in the
impossible.
girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
Just
rest
carry
of
the whole
murder
murder scene, Smile.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission. What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else,
The
let's see the
stain
proof.
on the carpet or the posters. Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I need to just focus on those things that got switched. What was her account again? She wouldn't go to the gym with them. It could be the posters or the stain. I'm gonna go with the posters.
I got it!
Oh, easy.
The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. Don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Put your scissors away, lady.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boy's locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Yeah, brother.
Protein coffee? While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think?
What?
In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the bloodstained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place? To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly
Yo,
doubt
Hero
that.
trying to be helpful?
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? Locker room carpet, broken handbook, and 2 the posters. Well, if it's any of those, it's going to be the e-handbook.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was
No.
the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Alright. His is broken now. Theoretically, if Chihiro is able to use Leon's handbook, she could get into the boys' locker room. But that's if she was able to use it.
Is it really
But it's
possible
broken,
that Chihiro
baby.
really have got...
She must have hacked her e-hand. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have.
No, I don't. She used the thing.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong!
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually,
Negatively,
the
bro.
rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words,
Or stealing
you could
one.
borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts glaring. So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook... Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room. So I guess so.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? But still, I don't know what else I can do.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though.
Kyoko swooping in with the save.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little
We're gonna
break
have to
from the
get
trial?
physical.
I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting?
He's like, okay.
Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
Recess, baby. So before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead, and where she took us was back to the locker room.
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time.
You want to check it again?
Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take
Wink.
your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
Bruh, she's dead.
No way!
Don't be a
Probably
necrophiliac.
best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Sure, dude.
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl. You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of
Everyone's
the
being
boys do it.
a pansy.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her.
Wink.
So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about? That's not it at all. Stop screwing around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body.
Wink.
And I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this?
That's a man, baby.
What is it? Not possible. It's not possible.
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form. Her massive frame trembled.
This girl is
What?
a boy.
Called it, baby.
I see. So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
I called it, dude.
Chihiro was a guy? Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser?
Yo, thanks for the host. It's
I wish
lit.
I had killed him. So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
How's it going, yo?
I do apologize for keeping you waiting. Now then, let's resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Scandalous.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
To think that Chihiro was actually a guy. The thought had never even crossed my mind.
And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did
Oh,
find it
he's
rather
sweating.
odd.
He's sweating.
I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is a most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All the mysteries have finally become clear.
His sweat's gone.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Yeah, dude, Genocide Jill is out and about. And
Very
terrifying and kind of
interesting.
adorable.
This has become very interesting indeed.
Ah, he's off in his own little world.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's
I
the
said
killer?
kind of adorable. I didn't say she's like giga cute.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made
Just
Shihiro's
kinda.
death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I
Don't question mark me.
think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first
Ah, the
place?
tongue is creepy, dude. That's not it.
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting,
Thanks, Automod
it
was
makes
going
it seem like it
getting a
doesn't have
little
anything to do with
ambitious
him.
there.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Dude, this would be topsy-turvy as hell if it wasn't.
Plus,
If it isn't
the
him.
evidence he left behind was a little too, how can I put it, overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya,
Based
when
mods.
you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct.
He's
for the
back to
time
being
being.
smug. He was not smug for like 20 seconds.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come
Yo,
across the
Yagi's
corpse in the
alive.
girls'
How's it
locker
going?
room and decided to alter it.
Why would you do that, though? For what purpose?
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Bruh.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth,
Why would he mess with the body, though? I don't
why do you
understand.
do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm
Oh,
with
he's
Makoto.
sweating now.
If there's any doubt whatsoever,
Why you
we need
sweating,
to explore
hero?
every possibility. Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who murdered Chihiro? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to have been a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clues. Let's go once more unto the breach. Celeste's account might be useful here. What was that? She saw Chihiro going up alone, right? Chihiro was spotted leaving the warehouse on her way to exercise, but the clothes were not found at the crime scene. That might be useful. Because I've already used the stain and the lamp.
Did nobody get a look at the killer?
Whee!
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even
Ooh,
that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over.
It's all over. Game over, man.
The killer. And only the killer.
That's false.
And it's not like they're just
I'm gonna nail you, bro. You should have just never talked. Oh my! He did it.
No! Not game over!
Dude, Hero should have just never talked.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to...
He should have just never talked.
Sure, if someone saw the
Perhaps someone saw the victim at...
Yeah. All we need right now is...
It's over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer.
Meow.
Like
Oh shit.
turn
That was too
themselves in.
slow.
Game over, man.
Yay! No! Not game over!
The chipmunk voices
Isn't
kill
there a
me.
single clue that might... Well, did nobody get...
It bothers me that the
Someone
white
saw
noise
someone
isn't
saw
white.
the victim at...
Yeah. All we need right now is...
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer? And only the...
There we go.
No, that's wrong.
That's wrong, baby. Dude, Hero would have been fine if he never talked, and now he looks suspicious as hell.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Damn. Now that Chihiro's dead, they just get misgendered 1,000 times.
Oh, but I suppose
Must feel
only
bad.
Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Ugly
Whatever.
noises.
Just hurry up and tell us.
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag, and then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag. But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
Any evidence?
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he
Because he didn't want to get
declined.
shot up, yo.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Plus the Gallon gun would freak out,
Which
right?
means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
She's like, boys love brain.
The point is, whoever he met
Remember,
up with is
kids,
the culprit,
being a
right?
Fujoshi
So
will
we
melt
just
your
gotta
brain.
figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Then make it, Kyoko.
You
Jesus.
know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it?
Kyoko never
Who's
gives
the
any
killer?
information. She's just like, you know the information, teehee.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
She's such a backseat gamer.
Are you sure about that?
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
She's a gigabexy gamer. She's like, I'm not going to do anything helpful, but I'm going to push you in the direction you need to go.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse.
It's just a bag, yo.
All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.